Hey guys, what's going on? Troy at Mountain Man Treasure here, and today we're talking about making your business better.
Mountain Man, Mountain Man.
Treasures.
Welcome into the channel, guys. My name is Troy. I'm a part-time reseller based out of Montana. That means I go into thrift stores, I go to garage sales, I go to estate sales, places like that, find things that I think are priced below market value and then sell them again or resell them online to make a profit. I do that for the most part on eBay. I do dabble in a couple other platforms, but mostly I do that on eBay. And so that's what this channel is about. And right now, as we go through the winter, not a whole lot of garage sales to go into, and you can only watch so many thrifting videos. So we've really sort of been diving back into some Reseller 101, talking about things that are going on right now. And one thing that I wanted to talk about today is it's January. It's the start of 2022. It's a new year. And I'm not one that's really down for the resolutions, right? Because by about middle of the month, maybe February, if you do well, you broke it already. It didn't work. And then it's easy to go, well, all right, well, I tried. We quit, right? Like, that's not what you want to do when we're talking about your business. When we're talking about your online reselling business, you don't want to try and set some sort of goal that is or is not attainable potentially. And when you fail, right, you quit. That's not what you want to do. Now, I'm not against setting goals. I'm not against planning, anything like that. But I wanted to talk about something a little more simple, a little more basic, because there is something that you can do to improve your business. I don't know what that is. You know, that's up to you. But I think it's time to sit down and say, you know what? It's the start of a new year. I'm going to do something. As I sat down, I thought, you know what? I want to make my business better. I want to make it more efficient. I did that by downloading Mile IQ. Mile IQ is an app, and anytime you get in a car, it can tell when you're traveling somewhere, and it uses GPS, so it knows I go from home to Goodwill. It'll pop up on the screen and say, hey, was this a personal trip or business trip? You swipe left or right, you tell it which one it is, and it logs it. Now, I paid $59.99 to get the premium all month long. You can do a free version of this, but I think it limits the number of trips and stuff like that. And I thought, you know what? No, I'm just going to do the thing. I'm just going to pay it. So $59.99, I paid for that. It's a business expense, of course, so that's deductible at the end of the year when you do your taxes, which are coming up. But it's worth it. You know, I sit there and I've tried in the past to write down my mileage, and I keep a little notebook essentially in my car, and I write down the mileage each trip, but invariably I forget, right? And so then I got to go back. It's Friday and go, okay, well, I went thrifting on Tuesday. I did go to the store to pick up some supplies on Thursday, and I have to go through and I have to backtrack, right? And it takes too much time. You inevitably miss some stuff. And I thought, you know what, let's just streamline it. So I'm going to download the app. And so Mile IQ, they're not a sponsor. I don't get any money. And I just started using it. But I have seen other people, enough other people sort of endorse it and say, hey, I use this, to believe that it's worth the investment. And so, you know, just a handful of days in, it works really slick. It's logging it, and mileage is a great deduction to take at the end of the year. And now it's going to send me an email every month. I have all of that. That's very easy to input into GoDaddy. That's something that we use to do the books. That's a very good system as well. But Mile IQ, check it out if you want to look at taking care of your mileage. But it doesn't have to be that, right? It could be, you know what, I need a better inventory system. I'm still working on streamlining mine, and part of the thing, and if you're a newer reseller, what would be really helpful, and I would suggest this is maybe the one you want to do, is set up your inventory system. My problem is I started small, of course, like everybody, and before I knew it, I was big, and my inventory system went from, I've got 25 things, they're all on a shelf, obviously I can find it, to, now, wait, I put that in a bin, which one was that in? Start from the jump the way you want to be 2 years in, 3 years in, 5 years in, when you have 1,000 items listed. That is the easiest way. I like the bin system. I'm just really bad at custom SKUs. I don't do that well. I'm trying to get better. That's something that I'm going to do here in this off season, is work on streamlining my inventory system and skewing all of my boxes. I'm really good about 98% of the time, remembering what goes in what box. But then that something comes up that's $9.99 free shipping that you spend 10 minutes trying to find because you can't remember where you put it. It's always a small dollar thing. I don't know why that is, but it always winds up being the small dollar thing that you can't find. And you waste time looking for it. So if you don't have an inventory system set up yet, or you're newer to this and you're thinking, well, I can see it's right there. That's plan like you're going to have a lot of stuff. I promise you it's going to save you a lot of time and a lot of headaches later. It might be, just organizing your space better. And maybe that's what you want to do. Say, you know what, I'm going to take a weekend, and instead of listing, instead of sourcing, I am just going to go all in and organize my space. It's easier to work in a streamlined, nice looking space. And so maybe that's what you want to do, and just start off the year fresh and clean, right? That's something that you could decide right now to do. Maybe you need to buy equipment, and maybe, like I invested in my IQ. Maybe you're going, you know what? People have been talking about the thermal printer. Maybe I've been thinking, just decide to do it. Again, business expense. You're going to make your money back on that thing, buying labels and ink and your time cutting out labels, taping them, all that. A thermal printer, fantastic business expense. It's a fantastic investment. You're not going to regret it. It's sort of like when you go to the gym or you work out. You might not want to go and do it, but nobody ever goes home going, man, I wish I hadn't gone worked out at the gym today. Same deal, right? Like, go ahead, get the thermal printer. Maybe it's time. A lot of people don't have a digital scale. You know what? They're $25. You can get $20 to $25. You can get on Amazon right now and buy one, and you're going to love it. No more giving your kid the thing and standing them on a bathroom scale. Make that investment. Maybe that's what you want to do. Pick one thing. Start small. Pick a thing right now, today, and make your business better in 2022. Now, we talked on the last video, or a couple videos ago, I guess now, about my returns. Figured I'd update you on that. The spider jacket that the lady said, this is obviously the wrong size. And it had a picture of the tag saying what size it is. She never returned it, just like I anticipated it. It went through the process, and eBay closed the case in my favor and said she never started the process of the return. So now it's closed. Any feedback she leaves is going to be erased. I'm never even going to see it, and I get my money. So like I thought on that one, it's taken care of. Now, the plush scorpion, guess what? He's sitting behind me, and now he's on the screen. I got him back, and as far as I can tell, this is my plush scorpion. I can't imagine that there are that many of them that somebody would pull the switcheroo. It doesn't make sense. Weirdly, this was I believe this was a drop shipper, because you got that generic, like, please don't include an invoice, get me tracking as soon as possible. I feel like somebody drop shipped this, and then the person got it, and it wasn't what they were expecting. And so they sent it back. They said it's not the quality material they were expecting. It's a weird return, but I got it back. It's here. It was $9.98 plus shipping, so I refunded them $9.98. Now, they apparently opened up a case against me. I wasn't going to return them their shipping unless eBay made me, right? Because this was, I sent what was in the picture. They said, I didn't get what was in the picture. It's not the quality I was thinking. Well, not in my picture. Maybe somebody drop shipped this to you and it wasn't what they described, I guess. But this is what I sent out. This is what was in the picture. So this really seems like a remorse thing. And so that's how I treated it. So I refunded them the $9.98. I did not refund them their shipping. Well, this morning I just happened to get into my messages, and I looked at them, and there was a series of back-to-back-to-back messages. And I think it was at 6:24 was the time last night. It said, hey, your customers asked us to step in, and we appreciate you trying to resolve this, but we're going to look at all the case details and see what we can come up with. So I assume they opened a case saying they wanted their shipping charge back, because then right after that, almost the same time, I got the, hey, your funds are on hold while we look at this case. And it was 15 minutes later, 6:39 is the timestamp on it, where it said, hey, we found in your favor, we're closing this case, we're refunding them. So eBay decided to refund them, which is obnoxious, I guess, but I didn't have to pay them, right? So they said, hey, you don't have to pay them. We're going to foot the bill. It's not going to count against you on your metrics or anything like that. Have a nice day. So I didn't have to refund them their shipping, so I didn't lose out on money on this because it was not my fault. And now I can list the Plus Scorpion again. The other one, remember we had 3. The other one I'm still waiting on. I think I have to wait till next week for that one to fall off. It seems like they gave them longer for that one, but that is also not going to be returned. And so that's going to be automatically closed whenever they run out of time. I think it was January 11th. So that one also, I would be stunned if those people actually sent that back. So the saga of the trio of returns is starting to close. The other thing that I figured I'd mention before we ran out of time, I see a lot of people, usually newer resellers, saying, hey, when should I list my Christmas stuff? And then the follow-up is, after Christmas, should I take it down? Should I pull all that stuff down? My answer to that always no. You spent whatever the amount of time of putting all that stuff up, I wouldn't take it down. It's a waste to take it down. Christmas stuff sells all year round. Halloween stuff sells all year round. Those are the 2 particular holidays that do very well, and especially when you're talking about vintage stuff. That stuff is really the stuff that sells all year round for those 2 holidays. And really, right after Christmas, I usually see a pretty big bump in ornaments and nativity pieces and stuff like that. I think usually what happens is people have them broken. The kids, the dog, the weird uncle, whatever it is, they knock the thing off the tree. They bump over the shepherd on the nativity. Things get broken, or they notice it and they go, how did that get broken? When they're packing things up and putting it away, they want to replace it. And so I usually see, I'll put up here some of the things that I have sold since Christmas that are clearly Christmas things. I have one lady buy, I think, 6 Christmas brooches. That was great. One customer did that. One customer came in and bought 5 or 6 ornaments. And I've sold nativity pieces. I sold just the other day the Alabama Christmas CD from like the 90s. It was still new and sealed. And I got that pretty cheap. So I thought surely somebody's going to want that at some point. Somebody bought it after Christmas. It just happens like that. And so definitely I would say keep your Christmas stuff up. I guess where you might run into trouble is if you only have so many listings and then it starts relisting and then you're hitting fees for that, right? So I guess in that instance, maybe you have to decide, hey, maybe that's something that I take down. But they give you so many free listings now. I think it's up to 250. So you have quite a few listings to recycle. So depending on how many of those you used for Christmas items, you might want to think about it. But otherwise, yeah, Christmas absolutely sells year round. That said, if people send you offers on some of this stuff, it is worth thinking about, because you go into the stores and it's 75% off Christmas and stuff like that, right? It might be worth thinking about if somebody sends you an offer, might be wise to take it, right? Because otherwise, you are potentially going to be sitting on that for another 6, 7, 8, 10 months before we get around to the season again. Because while stuff sells out of season, it certainly doesn't sell as well as when it's in season. So think about offloading some of that inventory, making space for other stuff if people send offers, or if you see that you have a watcher, send those offers out. So that's what I got for you today, guys. Just a little bit of this and that. We do have another garage sale video that I'm working on, probably coming up, I'm not sure, Friday or maybe Monday of next week to kick things off. We've got a couple more leftover garage sales from the summer that I can bring to you. But right now, before we leave, we do have to go find out who won our retro plug-and-play video game. So we've got the YouTube link in there. We're going to filter duplicate users, I guess, and include replies. We got 96 comments. And let's start. For Space Invaders, it's Misha. I'm going with Misha. Love the garage sale videos. Doubled since the summer is awesome. Ready for the next video. Thanks so much, Misha. I sure appreciate you. Just got to get a hold of me. Email, Instagram. We're going to get you that game. Congratulations. Again, all you got to do is let me know. So go ahead, send me an Instagram message or send me an email. I need to get your mailing address so that we can send you out Plug and Play Space Invaders. I appreciate you guys so much for watching. We'll probably do another giveaway coming up. I love giving stuff away. It's a lot of fun. So we'll have another giveaway coming up probably, let's just say next Monday. Next Monday, I'm going to do another giveaway. How about that? For now, we'll see you. Bye, guys.